Hey everybody, for those of us who've been desperate waiting for an upcoming SAFDIE Brothers film, we have some good news. We're looking at an article from The Hollywood Reporter. Tyler, the Creator, to make film debut in Timothée Chalamet A24 movie Marty Supreme. Gwyneth Paltrow will also be returning to acting. Okay, no one cares about Gwyneth Paltrow and acting, sorry. For the movie from Josh Safdie. Notice they only mentioned Josh and not Benny. We'll get into that in a second. Tyler, the Creator, making his film debut. So he's an iconic rap artist, very charismatic. I think he has a really great sense of humor.
Shit, Narwhal, damn. My bad, Nardy. You had me nervous.
There you could just tell he's a very down-to-earth, easygoing guy. So his involvement in the film, whether it's going to be a completely original character or if he's going to play himself like Kevin Garnett did, right? He's from the Boston Celtics basketball player. He was in Uncut Gems. He played himself and he was so good.
Man, I'm so hyped right now.
It could work being himself, Tyler, the Creator, because the worlds that the Safdie brothers have done in the past have been very much involved in as much hyper-realism as they can, right? They're almost documentary-esque. Safdie will direct the film from an original screenplay he co-wrote with Ronald Bronstein. So Ronald Bronstein co-wrote Good Time and Uncut Gems as well. So that's really great news. Just those two films alone, they're the most popular of the Safdie brothers films. They've done some other feature films together. They really dive into this character's world, and usually this character is quite troubled, whether he's a gambling addict working in the Diamond District in Manhattan. They're very anxiety-stricken plots, and the pace, the style of filmmaking, the screenplay itself is so good, but because it's firing from every other character at the same time like it would in real life, it just really elevates that anxiety and that pace that the Safdie brothers are so good at. The plot remains, details remain under wraps, but while it was previously rumored to be loosely inspired by a pro ping pong player, the movie is said to be a fictionalized original film. So that sounds much like their previous works, fictionalized. Pro ping pong player, you don't think about anxiety necessarily, or those other films of their past were more crime thrillers, but you never know what even Josh on his own is going to do. Now, if we go into their separation, which initially, you're concerned because you consider them a duo, right? Even if you look up on their wiki page, it's the Safdie brothers. I always got a feeling that Josh was more the director, and that's just me making a very broad assumption. I obviously don't know to the detail on each of their involvement. Benny had a great performance in Good Time, and he since then has gone to act in other films. He was in that recent Paul Thomas Anderson film he was quite good in. But here, I think they're speaking to Benny, but Benny speaks on both their behalf, that on their parting ways, he says, "It's a natural progression of what we each want to explore," he clarified. "I will direct on my own, and I will explore things that I want to explore. I want that freedom right now in my life." So sounds like no feud, no bad blood, and it's just a natural progression, and that's perfectly fine. I looked into Benny Safdie's. He's going to continue to act. He does have The Smashing Machine set for 2025, which produced and starring Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt starring in it as well. But just going back to Josh Safdie's film, one or two concerns I have, small concerns. It's too early to have anything serious, but what I really appreciated with the former films Uncut Gems and Good Time was that they took actors who were very recognizable, yet we were kind of wanting more from them. If we start with Robert Pattinson, he obviously had the Twilight franchise, and we never saw him do, at least not to my memory, we didn't really see him do too many art house films or such a serious, intimidating, creepy role. People just thought he was going to be that kind of teen romance sensation. And I love that he's diverged from that, and he seems quite, considerate of what roles he takes upon, and he seeked the SAFDIE brothers out to make good time. He saw Only God Knows What, I think that's the title, or what the devil, oh God, I don't want to butcher it. And then we also have Adam Sandler, who did Uncut Gems. And again, I feel like that was a situation where people were very hungry without knowing it yet. That's the best, when you could get an audience, you give them what they want before they know they even want it, right? And they did that with Adam Sandler. It kind of felt like John Travolta returning for Pulp Fiction, where here's this actor who, he's gotten older, you only know him really for, in Adam Sandler's case, comedic roles. Then he did Uncut Gems, and that genre, that role, he was a gross, unlikable guy. In his way, you felt endeared to him, or you were rooting for him, but you also knew he was totally screwed, just with all his vices and flaws. So what I'm saying is, these actors were the right choice for those films. But now you're taking Timothée Chalamet, who, I won't deny his talent and his potential, but he is at the top of his stardom right now. He's very recognizable. And I just think that's going to kind of take away, again, I could be totally wrong. It could end up being like Robert Pattinson, where you expected him to be one thing. But I'm just worried that right now he's too often presented to us. And I also, just for him as an actor, I want him to have time and consideration for these roles. And he's too much in the public eye right now. And I think that could, without his own fault, because I know he's trying to ride this wave of his popularity and everything. He's a very profitable actor right now, not just for himself, but for studios. So anyways, that's cool that he's definitely doing a more, what I'm going to assume is a smaller budget art house film. Ultimately, I don't know what to expect with this film. We have no idea what the plot is. It's very, very intriguing, this pro ping pong player concept. Otherwise, yeah, my other concern is just more so I'm waiting to see the result of what was it that Benny Safdie, will his presence be missed or noticed? Obviously, the priority is their own, journey in all this. So we're just consumers of what they give to us. Are you gonna watch Benny Safdie's film or Josh Safdie's, or both? But what is your instinct telling you? Was Josh the real brains behind these projects? No, of course not, but you never know. I had that kind of inkling that Josh seemed more like the visionary director, art house director, independent filmmaker. Yeah, let us know on what you'd like to see or talk about. We want to build a community here where we could share our thoughts, and let me know if there's anything we could improve on, or if you're liking the style that we're doing. Anyways, I'm rambling, but thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.